Welcome to Stock Talk. This is your host, Scott. Hope you had a good day in the market. Market was down. Went down as far as 700 points a day. Ended up not so bad, about 300 something points, I think it was. We'll take a look at that in just a minute. Want to talk to you a little bit about what's going on in the market as far as dropping. It's kind of been what I want and what I'm actually counting on was the drop. This time of year, this is what we call earnings seasons. So earnings seasons, you're going to have a lot of companies come out with their earnings. Of course, no surprise that a lot of these companies, their earnings and all these numbers that come out are not going to be very good. But you know, to think the market was going to keep going up with the earnings coming out, it's just not going to happen with the bad news. It's going to be surrounded with all that. Now, it should be something that's kind of in the market, so I don't expect it to go crazy like we were back a few months ago. But I do expect a pullback of some sort. And so we're going to be watching that. You might see a few companies come out okay, but I'm going to say the majority of them are not. And then you've got this unemployment numbers and jobless claims, all this kind of stuff. You know, that to me, to act surprised about it is kind of strange because nobody's working, hardly. A lot of folks are without jobs right now, and that's just something that, you know, we can expect. This is all bad news, so the market is not going to react good to the bad news necessarily. So kind of expect a pullback. Today was a pretty good little pullback. Tried to do worse, but it did fight back, which is a good sign. Then we see, you know, the fight back today towards the end of the day, and then tomorrow is Thursday, and so we're going to look at the futures and see what that's got in store for us. And then of course we got Friday, so we could possibly have, you know, a 3-day run here of a red market. And if that happens, that's going to be a good opportunity to do some buying. I did some buying today. I'll share that with you in a minute as we go over the portfolio. But let's go ahead and jump into that and take a look at our portfolio, see how we did today. Let me get that up for us. Let's go over here. But we had a red day, and you can see here our portfolio was pretty red. The market was red all day. Our stocks were red all day. The only one that managed to fight the way out of it was EXAS. I really like the way that one's holding up. I like the way it's acting. Novavax still did have a down day, but it fought back pretty good today. I think it was up a little bit in after hours. Take a look at that real quick. Yeah, it's up just a tad. But very low volume on Novavax. It's holding up pretty good with the no news, and I'm not surprised it went down a little bit today with the market. That's understandable. Pretty much everything down here we see. The big loser today was Cliff, which is kind of, you know, I've talked about this before, but when a company pays these dividends, let's take a look at Cliff's dividend real quick. You see here, now they got a dividend of 5.62%. That's just a quarter share, but their share price now is, you know, it's $3.80. What I've said before is sometimes, you know, people buy stocks or dividends sometimes, but what you'll see a lot of times is when they pay out that dividend, you'll see the stock go down. So you're really not gaining anything a lot of times. Don't let the dividend fool you. I mean, because it's great if you're reinvesting and you're gonna have that stock forever. Then, you know, it'll pay off in the long run. But you know, my strategy is not to have these stocks very long, to trade them as soon as I can get in the green and make you know, 6% or so. But that's what happened today. I actually got a paid dividends on Cliff today, and they were pretty good little dividend. I mean, but you can see the stock fell way more than what the dividend payout was, and that's 5.62 per year. Okay, so we're talking about I got a quarter of a dividend a day. So that was 1 point something percent today that I would have gotten per share, and but the stock was down 11%. So don't play for dividends if you plan on trading. It's not really something. It's great if you have it and you get it paid. Like I said before, I'll take that money, but that's not anything I really care about a whole lot when I'm buying a stock. You see the volume here; it's kind of heavy. They've announced this price in the 4 million senior notes. They announced a reverse split. We talked about that the last video. 12-to-1 reverse split. I'm not sure what the date of that's going to be. Hadn't looked it up yet. Don't really care. It's going to happen down the road at some point. But it may not be in trouble. I mean, as far as the company goes, it looks like they're needing cash though because they've got those notes out there. But I'm just going to hang on to what I've got. Now, I tried to buy some today while it was down 11%. But I didn't ever get it. I had an order out there, I think at one time for $375, $370, and I never got it. Towards the end of the day, I put that order out there and never got it, so missed out on that one. But check out the earnings date on this one is April 23rd through 27th. I think it's actually about 6 or 7 days from now. So, I was going to buy it today, but now that I see that the earnings is in April, right around the corner, I may have to hold off on that. I'll just watch it and see. Don't like to buy this close to earnings on normal, but, we'll see. We'll see. And I don't like to buy pre-split, but, I could grab a few shares here for next to nothing. So I don't know. I'm just going to kind of watch that one. Did cost average on some others today. Cost averaged on MPC. It was down 8.82%. I bought some of that today just to cost average on what I was holding in both my IRAs. So we bought some of that today while it was down, adding to what we have already, just to try to bring that price down at what we're holding. So we want to try to get that close to the bottom or close to the current price as we can. And the way you do that is cost averaging. Got some other videos on that as well. Also, like I said, about X, the cost average the X on my cash account. So we just added to that a little bit today as well. So we'll just keep adding to that one in the cash account. I think I've got just about all I want in my IRAs now, and so we're just going to have to wait for it to turn up. And once it does, we'll think about selling. I think that's going to be a infrastructure package that's going to bring that one around. Like I said, I hope that's my next year's Novavax, okay? Or maybe a year or two from here. But we'll hold it. That's a good company. I don't worry about it. But there it is there at 655. It's down 4.5%. We bought some more of that today. So that was what we did today. Again, earnings season's upon us. When that earnings season is upon us, you got to pay attention to some of that, especially if you're trying to buy stock. You don't want to buy it, the day before earnings or something like that, because it's just too risky, especially right now. There's not going to be any good news on these earnings hardly. Now, there was a couple that came out today, J&J, I think it was, and some others that had some decent earnings. They even gave some forecasts. Now, what a lot of these companies are doing are not even giving forecasts for earnings for the rest of the year because they really don't know. But there are some companies that are still doing it. But just don't expect a lot of good news this week and in the coming weeks. Matter of fact, earnings will last a couple of weeks and before we get through all these companies, 2 or 3 weeks sometimes. So it's best just to kind of lay low during the earnings seasons. And sometimes, when you got some good earnings, you might have one pop and you may be able to sell it. But I'm doubting anything like that's going to be happening on anything we've got right now. Okay. Other than that, we still got those ETFs, and we're holding on to those. A couple of ETFs. I think we're holding QQQ and VTI. The other two we cashed out of. Now, if we get a 3-day run here of the down market, 3 days in a row, you can bet I'm going to be buying some DIA, and I'm going to be buying some SPY. I'm probably going to add to the QQQ. I'm probably going to add to the VTI. That's why we got that cash on the sideline for a good downturn. Okay, this was the one day. That's not enough. We want to get 2 or 3 days in a row of a downturn. Unless you have a 1,000-point day, then you might go ahead and jump in. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the markets tonight. See what's going on there. All right. So it looks like our futures. Let me go ahead and refresh this. Futures are down about 195 points on the Dow right now, about 1% across the board there. So it looks like we may start out red tomorrow, but again, you never know. You never know how that's going to go. I think there's some jobless claims tomorrow or something like that. Yeah, jobless claims. Data comes out tomorrow, so that ought to be interesting. Okay. Asia. Asia, we've got about 1% on the Nikkei, which is down. Shanghai is pretty flat. And then we got Hong Kong that's about 0.75% down. So nothing major. Things have settled down a lot from a few weeks ago. We're going to have up and down days just like a regular market now. We're kind of in a normal mode now. We'll just play it by ear on this stuff. I'm looking for opportunities to buy. Oil looks like it's up a little bit today. Up right now. Oil bounces back. Rising stockpiles seen pointing to lower output amid coronavirus. So maybe oil's going to get turned in the right direction, but right now it's in the $20 range. Gas is cheap. That's the only good thing about that right now, which is not too good because you can't go anywhere. So not helping a whole lot. That's kind of our luck, isn't it? When the oil gas goes down, you can't really go anywhere. So as far as tomorrow goes, again, we'll be looking for the market to turn down a little bit more, and if it does, kind of expect Friday to be more of the same. But we'll be watching that. Now, I may be able to get on here tomorrow night. If not, I'll be getting on here sometime during the weekend probably. But try to get on here tomorrow night if I can. But let's just watch for it to dip some more. If it's a big dip, we'll be jumping on some of those ETFs. I'm going to gradually be, cost averaging some of these things I'm holding like I did with MPC and X. And we'll just continue to, MPC is one of the stocks that I have a good bit of confidence in. X is too. Those have been good to me over the years. So I don't think they're in any kind of doomsday here. So it looks like it, but you're looking at their stock price. But it could be a while, it could be a year or two. But I expect them to get back to their normal levels at some point. All right. Could always be wrong. You never know. But I'm putting my money where my mouth is on those. Trust me. Have a good day tomorrow. Hope you enjoy the videos. Continue to like the videos. Let your friends know about the videos. Appreciate that. Got some another subscriber recently, so appreciate that as well. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And have a great day tomorrow, and we'll try to get with you tomorrow night. Thanks. Bye. To subscribe, click the button in the right-hand corner. Thank you.